Hi friends, and welcome to my yarn car. Today we're going on another field trip. We're going to the annual Southern Comforts Fiber Market in Charlotte, North Carolina. So today I am just going to be filming and we'll be doing voiceover later. For those of you that do not know, I am dealing with some sugar issues, so I'm not really feeling 100% today. We're trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. My A1C shows that I am pre-diabetic, but my continuous glucose monitor shows that I'm hypoglycemic. So I've been dealing with bouts of low blood sugar and things like that. So I'm not feeling the greatest today, but I am meeting one of my friends there. You may or may not know her, Carrie Penny from the Happy Crafty Homemaker. And we're gonna go look at some yarn and see what we can make on the loom with it. Okay, this is future editing Erica. Unfortunately, I did not get to do a lot of filming of the actual vendors on Friday. I did have an episode of low blood sugar and was just not feeling good. Remember from the intro, I didn't feel that great to begin with, but I wanted to go because I film this every year, and this is my only chance to see my good friend Carrie Penny, the Happy Crafty Homemaker, now that she has moved out of the local area. So I wanted to go, but my blood sugar just was not cooperating. It did drop, so I had to sit down a couple times and eat some crackers and drink some apple juice, things like that. Got it normalized enough to be able to drive and come home. Went back on Saturday, but Saturdays are just way too busy to film. But I will go over the vendors that I did get a chance to film, and then I will show you all the lovely yarn that I bought. First up, Dusty's Buttons. This particular vendor has all kinds of vintage buttons, anywhere from the 1800s to the current day. She does not have a website and only sells at events like fiber markets. So if you ever run into her at an event and you see something you like, I would suggest that you grab it. She has all kinds of beautiful colors, distinct, beautiful buttons, from glass buttons to wood buttons and every one in between. Very, very well priced and very colorful, as well as buttons that you may have not seen before. Next up is the Fiber Studio to Die For. This is a local yarn store here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and they dye all of their yarn in-house. They have some beautiful colors and rich saturated colors. That right there is the show color for this year. Is that not gorgeous? But look at all of the beautiful colors and deep saturation of their yarn. It's absolutely gorgeous. Lots of many different styles, types, and colors to choose from. They do have a website. You won't go wrong if you purchase any of their yarn. Next up is Create Yarn Works. Now keep in mind, I was there before the event opened, so some of the vendors still were unloading things, so please do not hold that against them. But look at these beautiful colors. Everything from fiber, dyed fiber that you can spin yourself, to sock yarn, sock fingering weight yarn, sport, DK, all kinds of beautiful saturated colors in this vendor spot as well. Next up, Yours by Design. All of these handbags and or project bags are handmade. They're absolutely gorgeous. There's a lot of detail that go into each and every one of these. Next, we have Naughty. Now, this was a new vendor this year. All the yarns are hand painted. Um, Lots of different fibers like alpaca and silk, things like that. Beautiful colors, beautiful saturation. Um, I did not get anything from this vendor, although Carrie, the Happy Crafty Homemaker, did. So if you'd like to see what she got, make sure you check out her video. But beautiful, beautiful colors. Beautiful colors. Next on the list, Dizzy Blonde Studios. And I did end up getting something from here, and I will show you that at the end of the video. But gorgeous, gorgeous. I was going the wrong direction there. I thought it was a bigger booth, but popped back over to show you all of the different types of yarns and colors. Um, they were laid out in themes. So this yarn that I'm getting ready to show you, well, I mean, okay, let's stop just a second and look at the yarn bowl. Is that not cute? Yeah, adorable. Okay, beautiful colors. As I was saying, most of the yarn is theme related. Some of the stuff is Doctor Who inspired, which is this section right here. Did not get any of those. Next, we have Cracks and Crafts. Yes, that's how you pronounce it. Everything in this booth is all hand felted. Each and every one of these animals and gourds and pumpkins, all of it is felted by hand and dyed by hand. They are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just look at the detail of these. I mean, that raccoon, oh, so adorable. So adorable. And I loved that little cat right there. I don't know how I missed this guy, but I had to go back and film. Look at Chucky. Yes. On to Beach Bunny Yarns. This is a retired military personnel man that does his own dyeing. I believe he was either a chemist or an electrical engineer in the military, but he dyes all the yarn. Look at these gorgeous colors. Yes, I did get some of this, and I will show it to you at the end of this video, but I could not resist. Last year I didn't get any, and I was disappointed that I did not, so this year I made sure that I did. Gorgeous, gorgeous colors. I mean, just look at those periwinkles and blues and oranges, yellows, and pinks. Love, love, love their yarn. Another new vendor this year. Aren't they just adorable? Specializing in all cotton. 100% cotton, DK weight, economically sourced, beautiful saturation and colors. They currently have a crochet along going on their website right now if that interests you. And there's their QR codes. Um, Beautiful, just beautiful. I picked some of that up as well. And now we have J&E Homestead Farm to Wheel Fibers. I'm not sure if they make the wheels themselves, but they do have lots of animals that they use to provide the fiber to you. There's their card, J and E, and there is the back of Carrie Penny's head as she is filming for her channel. Lots of different types of fibers, all roving, sold by the ounce right there. Um, Spinning wheels, all kinds of different things to get you started in the land of fiber. Now on to Camp Stitchwood. This was probably one of my favorite vendors of this event. Everything is related to scouting and parks. So you have, like your Grand Canyon, all your national parks, and then you put your badges on a sash, like you're a scout, a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout, something like that. What a genius business plan. Drink of the day, unsweet tea. Okay, so I have an electric eel wheel, which is an electric spinner. And I have had it for a while, but have not used it. So I don't know a lot about spinning. So I talked to several of the vendors that deal with fiber related things. So I picked this up from Crescent Moon Fiber Arts, and it's just a little bit of fiber here in these different colors so that I can try to learn how to spin. It is merino, and this whole pack is 1.2 ounces, and it was very inexpensive. It was $6.50, so I figured that was not a huge investment to learn how to maybe spin. Now, don't hold me to it because, as I've said, I've had it for a while and I still haven't taken it out of the box. I know. The next thing I got was from Granite Mountain Fiber Co. And I picked up these three colors. Aren't they gorgeous? They are 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards, and 100 grams. This is the color Freedom Trail. And this is the color Colebrook. No, Crusade. I think that's how you pronounce that. And then this is the color Scenic Parkway. Isn't that gorgeous? I thought that would make um, a pretty shawl or something. Last year I got colors very similar to these, but I got them in DK weight, so I decided to do the fingering weight this year. Also from Granite Mountain Fiber Co., I picked this sock setup. And this is the colorway. This is the colorway Park Ranger. Same parameters. The full skein is 437 yards, and the mini skein is 87 yards. So those are definitely going to be socks on the loom. And I'm not sure which ones. Maybe a heel tab, so I can do two pairs of socks. I don't know, but these are definitely going to be socks. I got a lot of yarn with socks in mind. From String Theory, I got the Inertia sock set. And the Inertia is 500 yards of pure awesome 457 meters of squishiness, 125 grams of fabulosity. I love it. They are 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And this is the color Hydra. So I believe she's a chemist, maybe even a scientist. So all of her colorway names and um, her sock set names all have to do with something to do with science. So, and then I got this one is the Bite, which is BYTE. 80% superwash merino, 20% Castile nylon. And this is color resistor. So the idea behind this, if you know anything about wiring, I actually learned this in ROTC, fun fact. All these different colors, the yellow, the red, the green, the black, yellow, purple, brown, are all different colors of wires. So I thought that was a very clever sock idea. The majority of her socks come with this little stitch marker. There's that one. Also from String Theory, I got these adorable frog stitch markers because, you know, I just couldn't resist. So, digging through this bag, I have found some more from Granite Mountain Fibers. I forgot that I had actually shopped there 2 days in a row. So this is the blue, same parameters, 75, 25, 463 yards. And this is called Peoria, which is ironic because Peoria, Illinois is not too far from where I grew up. And then I love her little stitch markers that she makes. They are all based on landmarks and states, things like that. So this year I got Hot Springs. So that would be Hot Springs, Arkansas. I got the St. Louis Arch. This one is Illinois. And I got this one that says, I'm just what the effing my way through life. That's how I felt on Friday during the blood sugar craziness. We just cannot seem to figure out what's causing it. I also got from the Fiber Studio. That is a local yarn store here in the Charlotte area. I got one of their Oh Snap bags, and then I picked up their version of the show color. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes, that will be socks also. I got a t-shirt just with the Fiber Market logo on it. And then there was another store, which I believe I showed it in my filming. It's called Camp Stitchwood. And I thought this was a genius way to incorporate two things that you love into one business: knitting, crochet, fiber arts in general, and your love of national parks. So the idea behind this, I just got all the, I got, well, not all of them. I got pins. But the idea behind it is every time you go to a park or you do something, and you put it on your little, you know, your little sash, like you're a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout. I thought that was genius. There's the card. And I'll turn it on this side. That way you can get all the information if you would like. But I got the UFO enamel pin because if you know anything about me, I love like Bigfoot, aliens, all the fun things. Okay, so with this one, I got team top down and team toe up because I knit them both ways. I got second sock syndrome sufferer because let's face it, sometimes I do fall down that rabbit hole. I got gauge goddess because I'm always checking my gauge on a swatch. I got Kitchener Captain, which maybe not. If we're going to talk about the Kitchener cast on for the loom, then yeah. And then finally, mathematical maker, because I figured, you know, it takes math to design socks and other things for the loom. So why not? Why not? And then just in case you're interested, this is the t-shirt logo. So the Southern Comforts Fiber Market is in the Charlotte, North Carolina area every year around the second week of August. This was the fourth or fifth year. We have a lot of yarn stores in the area. We don't have a lot of fiber markets in the area. You have to go to either Raleigh or Asheville. So the knitting group just decided, you know what, we're going to start our own. And if you're ever in the Charlotte area during those months or during that week, definitely check it out. It's not as big as SAF or, you know, something like that, but it is a fairly good size. So I'm sure you could find something you like. There was another vendor there named, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, Madlandia. But these are the humongous skeins. They are 100% cotton and they are a DK weight. This one is called Safety Dance. And let's see. 339 yards and 200 grams. And all of the, they are Ecotex protected. But when I went into her booth, she had lots of gorgeous colors. And I decided I was going to go for like a Halloween type theme. So I got Safety Orange, Wrong Lever, and this is my favorite name, Oh Kermie. So of course, together we are definitely Halloween. So we're probably going to make a dishcloth or maybe a dish towel, something like that. Something that can, or maybe even a bathroom towel that can, a wash towel type hand towel that can, you know, hang, something like that. If you can't tell, my brain is still not, my blood sugar is almost below where the alarm starts going off. And when that happens, I just kind of get like fuzzy. But anyway, the next place I went to was Bunny Yarns. And this is actually yarn dyed by a man. And he is a he's retired from the military, and I'm almost positive that he's a chemist or was a chemist or maybe an electrical engineer, somewhere around that that area. But when I saw these yarns, I was like, oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. These are all fingering weight, 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 437 yards for 100 grams. And this one is named Bunny Fluff. Isn't that cute? And then the orange is named Juicy. And then these two are Taffy. So here's what I'm thinking. Shawl, but I will have enough left, and I will do socks. So this is a double project. Shawl, and socks. Maybe they just all end up being socks. But my plan is shawl and then socks as well. Carrie Penny enabled me on this one. She taught me, well, no, I've got one more thing to show you, and then I'll show you the enabler. So there is a company that that makes their own knitting needles that are kind of ergonomic. They did not have the size and stock that I wanted, but I did want to show some kind of support, so I got a bag. They are named the Brick House Fiber Arts. And if you are easily offended, you may want to turn around. If there are any children watching, parents, close their eyes. Make them leave the room for at least 30 seconds. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. Okay, if you had your eyes closed or anything like that, you can open them back up. I mean, I'll carry projects around, but honestly, like if I'm going out of the house and I go anywhere with my mom, I'm not gonna bring this bag because that would offend my mom, and I'm just not gonna do that to her. But I couldn't resist it. I thought it was funny. So okay, so this is the thing that Carrie Penny enabled me on, and this was from Dizzy Blonde Studios. And she did a little kit where you get these minis. And then you got to pick out one skein of yarn to go with those minis to make a shawl. So I got Claudia and I got Anna and I got Katie. I couldn't decide which one I liked the most with those colors. So you know what? I said two of them were on clearance, so I was going to get all three. So that's what I did. And then this bag, Doctor Who inspired-ish. It's got the stars, the galaxy on the inside, and then it's got a picture of the Victorian woman on the outside. If you look really close, there's the TARDIS. It was one of those things, okay, like really they sucker you in because the bag was like $30. But if you spend blah, 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 you get the bag for $5. So your brain automatically thinks, oh, well, let's spend blah, 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 which is so much more than just 30. But that's what happened. So there you go. Such is life. But I thought the bag was cute. That is also going to be a shawl. I have not decided if I'm going to use the shawl pattern that actually came with those minis or if I'm going to try to figure out a new one on my own for the loom. Although I might see if I can convert this pattern to the loom. So I'll keep you updated as far as how that goes. But that is all of the acquisitions that I got from this year's fiber market, which was a lot. The last couple years, all I've really done is stitch markers because, I like to try to support all the local, the small businesses. But this year I got yarn. Didn't really need it, but I got it. I'm going to blame it on my blood sugar because I wasn't feeling too great. My mind wasn't right. We're going to go with it. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed watching the footage of the fiber market, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I got. Yeah. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.